Welcome to KCA Grammar Week 5. Today we're going to be working on two new types of verbs, transitive verbs and linking verbs. So get out your lesson paper and a pencil and let's get started. So first we're going to be learning about transitive verbs. And last week we learned about intransitive verbs, which is sort of like the brother to the transitive verb. A transitive verb is a verb that transfers action from a subject to an object. And this object that it transfers to is always called a direct object, which we label as DO. So in the sentence, the pitcher tosses the ball. The verb is going to be tosses, the action, and we know it's going to be a transitive verb because we can answer the question, what does the pitcher toss? The pitcher tosses ball. We can see that it's a transitive verb because it is transferring action from the verb to the direct object. Last week we learned about intransitive verbs, which in this case, if the sentence had just said the pitcher tosses, we would know that's an intransitive verb. It's not transferring any action to any object. The next sentence says, she ate the pizza. The verb here is going to be ate, and we can see that it is a verb transitive because she is transferring action to an object, and that object is pizza. Generally, you can tell if it's a transitive verb if there's an object following the completed action. So in this case, ball or pizza. The next verb is going to be the linking verb. Linking verbs are verbs that link the subject to the predicate. It is used either with a predicate noun, called PN, or a predicate adjective, PA. A predicate noun renames the subject, while a predicate adjective describes the subject. So our first sentence says, she is a teacher. Our linking verb in this sentence is going to be is, verb linking, and our predicate noun is going to be teacher. We can see this because is the verb helping rename she. A good way to think about this is she equals teacher. And here, our linking verb is what takes the place of this equal sign. It's the verb that links she, our subject pronoun, to teacher, our predicate noun. The next one says, he is silly. Is, again, is going to be our linking verb. Silly is now going to be a predicate adjective because silly is a word that is describing he. Silly is an adjective, so that's how we know that it's a predicate adjective rather than a predicate noun like teacher was. He is going to be our subject, and again, he equals silly. Is, our linking verb, is going to be our equal sign. It links he to silly. Some common linking verbs that you might see are going to be is, are, was, were, been, and am. And again, we're going to learn a little bit more about diagramming our sentences so that we can see the roles that verbs are used for in each sentence in a sort of drawing or word picture. So let's start our lesson work. The instructions say label the words in each sentence, diagram each sentence, write the structure and purpose of each sentence. So you know we always start by labeling the words in our sentences. So let's look for the action. that's happening in the sentence. Our action is going to be tosses, so we know that's our verb. And now you're going to ask yourself, is any action being transferred by this verb? The answer is yes. We know that the pitcher is tossing ball, so the action is being transferred to an object. So this makes this verb a verb transitive and makes ball our direct object. Who is doing this action? Pitcher, so subject, noun. And now the and the in this sentence are both going to be adjectives. Okay, so now let's draw our word picture. You know that our subject goes in the first slot, pitcher. Our verb goes in the second. And now, if we have a direct object or something receiving the action of the verb, you're going to draw a half line. Ball. Pitcher tosses ball. It's kind of hard to draw sideways. So the pitcher tosses the ball. Always, if you're diagramming a verb transitive with a direct object, this is how you do it. So the half line designates this area for the direct object, ball. Now this sentence is going to be pretty similar. We're going to start by finding our action, our verb, which is ate. Is any action being transferred in this sentence? Yes. To our direct object, taco. And we know our subject, the one performing the action, is she, and that's a pronoun. And a right here is going to be an adjective. So let's diagram. Subject, she. Verb, ate. And what do we do with that direct object? A half line. Now, adjective is going to be describing a, because a what? A taco. So this adjective will be describing taco. And now we know we have to write the sentence structure and the sentence purpose. So the structure is going to be simple because, again, there's one clause. Now, our sentence purpose is to make a statement or a declaration, so it's declarative. Okay, sentence number 3 is the pitcher is a ball tosser. And is should sort of be a trigger word so that you know, oh, this is probably going to be a linking verb. Because is often the verb used to rename the subject. And we know that's what a linking verb's job is. So you ask, what is pitcher? Pitcher is a ball tosser. So we know that's the predicate noun because it's renaming the subject, which is pitcher. Pitcher equals ball tosser. The and a are again going to be adjectives. Pitcher is, because that is our verb. Now, when you're diagramming a linking verb, you do like this, and I will tell you why. Because we're trying to draw out our sentences, and you see, this sideways line is almost acting as an arrow, so this points back in this way. Ball tosser is pitcher. Pitcher is ball tosser. So this sideways line here is what we always use with the linking verb because we're pointing back our predicate noun or predicate adjective, in this case ball tosser, to our subject, which in this case is pitcher. This is the same outline you're always going to see with a linking verb. And this is a simple sentence. and the sentence purpose is declarative. So our last sentence here says the pitcher is talented. Again, is going to be sort of your trigger word. You know it's going to be a linking verb. Linking. And now we know that the subject is pitcher. Subject, noun. The pitcher is what? The pitcher is talented. So you know this is going to be our predicate. Now, you know this is going to be a predicate adjective rather than a predicate noun because the word talented is an adjective and it's describing pitcher. It's not necessarily renaming pitcher, but it's describing pitcher as talented. A predicate noun renames pitcher. Pitcher is tosser. Kind of messy there, sorry about that. Pitcher is, and we know we do the sideways line to point back to pitcher. Talented. And now we know the pitcher, the, is going to be an adjective describing pitcher. Which pitcher? The pitcher. And the T is going to be capitalized because it's capitalized in our original sentence. The pitcher is talented. So that's how you're going to diagram linking verbs. I'm going to give you guys one more example of a linking verb, and this one's not on your lesson, but I just feel like this one would be helpful to see. So were, in this case, is going to be a linking verb. Okay, so verb linking. We know our subject is going to be they. They're the ones performing the action, and that's going to be a pronoun because it's taking the place of a noun. They were hungry. They were what? They were hungry. So we know that's going to be our predicate, and it's a predicate adjective because it's describing they. We're going to diagram this one. They were, arrow pointing back, hungry. And don't forget, we always have to write our sentence structure and our sentence purpose. So this is a simple sentence and a declarative sentence. And I'm sure you guys have got the hang of this part of the lesson work because we've been doing a lot of practice. So I know it feels like a lot of work with verbs and with diagramming, but trust me, with a lot of practice, you guys are going to be incredible at this. And it's going to really help you be able to understand the roles of words and verbs in each sentence. So keep practicing. You can use this video for reference, and I hope you guys have a great week.